Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eghe and today we're going to be doing another unhaul. I think my last unhaul video was like months ago, so it's not really another unhaul, but yeah, I have some books here to unhaul, so let's just start. First of all, I want to say that I used to think that it will be really difficult for me to get rid of my books after I suffered and spent money to get them. But recently I have discovered that it's actually not so hard once you start the process. Like, I think the first overhaul you do is like the hardest one, then from there it just becomes easier. But anyway, I have a bunch of books here. I don't know if you can see them over there, like a lot to unhaul. So we're just going to start the process and get rid of them. And most of these books, I'm not unhauling them because I didn't like the books or something like that. Most of them I've not even read, but I just discovered that some of these books I'm never going to read, and the rest, for one reason or another, I just feel like I'm never going to read them. So why keep them and not have space for books that I actually want? Hence the reason for this unhaul. Anyway, let us begin now. So the first book we have is Sidney Sheldon's book, The Windmill of the Gods. Yes, The Windmill of the Gods by Sidney Sheldon. This is one of the books I got in secondary school. So this book has been with me for roughly, let's just say roughly 7 years, and I haven't picked it up once. My mom actually got this book for me, and yeah, she got like a bunch of Sidney Sheldon and Daniel C books for me in secondary school. I didn't read all of them, but I'm not particularly interested in this particular one, so I'm going to give it away because I recently discovered that I have a cousin. Okay, so one of my cousins started reading. At least I recently found out that my cousin likes reading. So every once in a while I just gather up some old books and send to him, and yeah, this is joining that pile of old books that I'll be sending to him. So yeah, Sidney Sheldon, I never read it, but I do have some Sidney Sheldon that I liked in secondary school. But I don't think that's an author I'll be going back to anytime soon. But I still have some of the books because, fond memories and all that shit. So yeah, but I have like zero connection to this particular one. That's what I'm getting rid of. The book I have is Cersei by Madeline Miller. I actually want to read this book. The issue is that I don't like this part. I don't like this copy. Like, it's smaller than the other one. Like, I have this one and Song of Achilles. Let me get Song of Achilles. Like, as you can see, they are different. Song of Achilles is bigger than the Cersei. I thought they would be the same size, but they are not, because the internet is a liar. Because when I saw this picture online, I thought the book was bigger, but it's actually smaller. And because it is smaller, the font is at this point non-existent. The font is too small for my eyes. Yes, I'm getting old and I just cannot stand reading books that have tiny fonts. Like, the font is really small and I can't stand reading books at this my old age with tiny fonts like that. So I'm getting rid of this particular copy to get like a different copy that's like bigger. Will I call it a different edition? I don't even know, but like a bigger copy, something with a bigger font. I don't like this font, it's too small. So I guess if I feel like reading Cersei anytime soon, I'll listen to the audiobook, and then whenever I can get my hands on a copy that's bigger than this, I'll probably buy a copy again. But for now, I have nothing to do with this book because the font is too small for my eyes. I can't. The next book I have is the first two books in Percy Jackson series. We have The Lightning Thief and the Sea, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. And yeah, I've actually not read this. I want to read this series, but like I said, I'm giving some books to my cousin and I want to give him Percy Jackson because he hasn't read it yet. So I want him to read it because I feel like he will like enjoy it. Yeah, like he's going to really enjoy it. I feel like he's going to really enjoy it, so I want to give it to him, and then I'll probably get myself another copy sometime in the future. But I want to give him this to read of. It's The Silent Wife by A.S.A. Harrison. I planned on reading the book at some point, but now I don't really feel like it anymore. So I'm getting rid of it. I don't really care. I'm not really a thriller person. I'm trying to be like, I've been gathering some books to read, but I don't feel like, I actually want to give this to my friend's sister. She's also a reader. That just in my friend's sister. I want to give this to my friend because she's like, oh, she wants to start reading. And I don't borrow, like she was like, I should lend her some books that she wants to start reading. And I don't do lending. If I'm giving you, I know it's not coming back to me. So this is one of the books I've decided to give to her to read, because I don't believe in borrowing. If I give it to you, it has gone forever and ever. So yeah, I'm going to give this to my friend to try, because I feel like she'll be more into thrillers than romance books. That's We have another book that I'm giving to my friend. This is Broken by Karen Slaughter. I also plan to read this at some point, but I'm not really a thriller person, and I think my friend will enjoy it more, because I just feel like she'd be into like thrillers and things like that, which is why I'm giving it to her. I hope she actually ends up liking it. If not, it would have been a whole, I don't even know. Anyway, I'm also giving this to her. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that I wanted to read Karen Slaughter at some point, and I'm passing it on to my friend, and I hope she likes it. Two books I'm giving away, which was actually a big shock to me. I did not realize that I was going to give these books away till this morning. Is Everything and Star Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. And I'm giving these books away because I actually just bought them on an impulse, because I read everything. What am I saying? I read The Sun Is Also a Star by the same author and loved the book. I read that in like either 2018 or 2019, the year the movie came out for The Sun Is Also a Star. Yeah, the year it came out, I read that book and loved it. And then I think for like 2 years I wanted to read everything, but I didn't have the chance to like get a copy so I could read it, and so the urge just died over the years. And I think either last year, no, it was 2020 or 2021, I finally had the chance to buy the book. So I got this and her other book that just came out. But I feel like if I had read it at the time that I read The Sun Is Also a Star, I would have probably loved the heck out of everything. But I didn't. I left it on my shelf for a long time, and now I just realized that everything are probably Instructions for Dancing are books that I probably would read. Yeah, like I have zero inclination to read this book. I don't know why. I just don't feel like it. So I'm unhauling it. If I do feel inclined to read this book in future, I'll probably just listen to the audiobook. But I just realized that I have zero reason or motivation for having them on my shelf. Like, these are books I am never going to read. I can actually guarantee that I will never read them. I still love The Sun Is Also a Star, and I probably never get rid of the book because I love it to death. But these are other two books, I never read them, and I have zero interest in reading them. So yeah, I'm getting rid of them. Next I have is Rebel of the Sand by Alwyn Hamilton. Oh my god, I can't pronounce. But yeah, Rebel of the Sands. I also read this book in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. I loved it. And then yeah, I think in 2020 I had the chance to get a physical copy, and I was like, I was going to get the entire series and then binge read them again. Fast forward to 2022, I was just looking at my shelf and realized that I have zero interest in rereading this series. Like, even if I do end up rereading it in future, I'll probably just listen to the audiobook or maybe get myself a new copy at that time. But for right now, I have zero interest in rereading this book. Maybe it's because I read it at that time, and now I just feel like I would do, like, there are certain books that if I had read at the time, like, I don't know how to explain it, but books like, yeah, but like, I don't know how to explain it, but right now I don't feel like I will ever actually read this book, and to just be, keeping dust on my shelf, which is why we're getting rid of it, because it's not going to be read by me again anytime soon. So I am giving it away. I'm actually giving it to my friend's sister. This one and Instructions for Dancing, she also likes reading. I've been discovering a lot of readers in my real life recently, and I was really happy. So every once in a while too, I also send her books. So I'm sending this one and this to her because I'm hoping that she will like them. Yeah, because they're YA books, so I feel like they'll be up her alley. I'm hoping that she will like them. If she doesn't, then that would be a big problem. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to read this, so I want to pass it on to her, and hopefully she enjoys them as much as I did when I read them initially. And then the final book we are getting rid of is The Blood Spell by C.J. Redwine. This is also one of the books that I think the first three books in this belongs to a series known as the Raven Spire. Yeah, the Raven Spire series. There are 4 books in the series. I've read the first 3 books. I read them in 2018 and really enjoyed them. I listened to their audiobook. I wanted to have these books on my shelf. I wanted them to, like, I don't even know how to say, but like, yeah, I read the first 3 books in the series, loved them to death. Those were like one of the very first YA fantasy books I read in my life and I really liked them. And so I think in 2020 I just happened to find this at a thrift shop or an Instagram bookstore or something like that, and immediately, without even thinking about it, I got myself a copy. Fast forward to 2022, I've still not read the book 2 years later. So I guess I still really love the series and will forever remember this series as one of the first fantasy series I read and loved and enjoyed. One of the first audiobooks that made me fall in love with audiobooks. The series was just, it was phenomenal for me at that time. It was. So this series will always hold a special place in my heart, but I probably won't be reading the final book in the series anytime soon or ever again in my life. So yeah, I want to pass it on to someone that might probably enjoy it, because the books, by the way, are standalone. But yeah, they are standalone, so yeah, I want to get rid of it because I'm never going to read it. Let's create space for new loves and let the old loves move to other people. Anyway, that is it for The Blood Spell. Don't think I'm ever going to read this book again, so I'm getting rid of it. Okay, so that is all for this what do they call this thing? For this Unhaul. Thank you so much for watching to this part, and I hope to see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, leave this emoji in the comments if you got to this point, and I'll see you next time. Bye.